Right, episode 11 of Kicking Into the Wind. Hot Boys back again here. So what we brought again is another top 10. We like doing them. So we don't know if everyone else does that watches them, but we like doing them. So we're going to make it sound like mugs again by doing top 10 wingers of all time in the Premier League. So I've got everyone send me the top 10s, and then we've done it on a points-based system again. So everyone that's got number 1, 10, second, 9, 8, and so on. So your 10th place gets 1 point. And then we've got a combined top 10, and we're just going to chat about it and just talk some shit. So we've actually got 5 players that didn't make the top 10. So quite a lot to be fair. We don't normally have that many, do we? Or do we? I can't remember.
That's controversial, that, isn't it?
Yeah, so 5 lads, bless them, have not made top 10. And yeah, obviously we've got an actual top 10.
If it's any of my boys, I'm going to be raging.
We'll see now then.
All 5 could be mine going off the track record.
Oh,
yeah, as always, obviously, when we're talking about them, we'll not talk about the players above, just to get out the way. So we'll just talk about, you can talk about, obviously, like ones that are below, but we'll just try not to talk about any that are high, just to get out the way, you know what I mean? So we'll get straight into it. So we've got a joint 15th. So like obviously we've got 16 altogether, we've got a joint 15th. Both of them got 1 point. So 2 lads had them in 10th place. So no particular order. In the first joint 50 on 1 point, we've got Iron Robin. We've got 1 point.
Dav, you dirty man.
not me.
So we've got we've got 1 lad that had him in 10.
What?
Iron Robin.
Jesus.
What
Are we
Yeah.
stopping on him, or are we carrying on, or what?
Like, I think we do. I think
you can back him up briefly if you like.
we were doing it based on his Prem stats.
I want to have a
That's
chat
all.
about this. How many seasons were he in Prem?
I'll just read his overall stats.
Whoa, yeah. Before you go into stats,
I'll read his stats.
True. Yeah, but
I'll let Key back
I'm
him up.
saying that I've done it on Premier League winners, pure raw ability. So he were injured a lot, but
I want me to
top 10
answer
best
my
wingers,
question,
Premier
King.
League winners. Like, it were never put clear that stats played a part and stuff. I have picked some because of stats, but he's in there purely for his talent, and you can't deny
You've
that.
picked your top 10 for raw ability, yeah?
And
Yeah.
I remember you left Suarez out of your top 10. After all that you've just said, you left Suarez out of your top 10, you.
Wait, what? Top
We're
10
not talking
what?
about
Strikers.
strikers.
I forgot what you said after saying all that. How many seasons were he in Prem?
Let me just read off his stats then.
Right.
So, overall appearances, he's made 67. So he's not made 100. 15 goals, 16 assists.
15.
He's got
Oh,
2
me.
Premier League titles. I've put some trophies in as well to back him up. So I put 1 FA Cup, 2 League Cups, and he's got 1 team at year in 2004, 2005. But I looked, overall, he's only had 3 full seasons at Chelsea, which
Anyway,
I say it's class. Everyone knows what he's like ability-wise, but for someone that's only had 3 seasons in Premier League to make an all-time 10, not for me.
3 seasons in Prem. He won 2 Premier League titles. He were in team year for 1. And when he were fit, he were good. He were game changers. He were a big game player.
Yeah.
Averages
On his
5 goals
ability.
a season.
Don't get me wrong, his Premier League title to season ratio is pretty good, but
So
I think
there's
Iron
two ways of
Robin-
looking at it. Hang on, there's 2 ways of looking at it in there. There's to look at his impact in those games, or how many games he managed to play. So if we're gonna talk about people further down the line, which I can't say, that comes into it. But the task was your top 10 Premier League winners
of all time.
Fucking hell, he's good.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone is doubting his ability, but I just think.
But I think when he went on to Bayern, that's when he reached his height. Like before, when he were at Chelsea, he weren't as good as when he went on to Bayern. That's what I mean. Yeah.
I probably agree with that. But injuries aside, it would have been that at Chelsea.
If you're looking at a lot of these players on this list, if you're looking at overall career, Robin's probably above a lot of these names. If you're talking about overall in regards to a career, but because we're talking about Premier League, I didn't really consider him, to be fair.
Right, let's move on.
Yeah. Right. So also in joint 15 for 1 point. Obviously, one person had in 10th place again. We've got John Barnes, MBE. I've put next to him just to back him up.
Ali's definitely had him.
I nearly put him in.
No
Yeah.
prizes. It's 1 or 2.
Not to do with me, that.
Dav,
Yeah,
I know he's a Liverpool
I'll
fan.
keep-
I've got him in 10th place.
I'll keep
I'll
it
just
brief.
read off his stats and then we can go into it.
Yeah,
All
his
right.
stats are shocking.
Well, I'm just reading out everyone's stats, so it's fair, isn't it?
Well, you got him because he's a rapper then.
I'll tell you why.
He made an impact, like, I thought about
You
it.
got to
Just
the
reading
hole,
him.
yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, stats. 201 appearances. I say it's made obviously a lot in his lifetime, but just in regards to the Premier League, 201 appearances, 28 goals, 29 assists, 1 League Cup, and then I put 2 FA Cups, but I think they'll be before Premier League started, I think. But I just put him anywhere just to try and back him up a little bit.
Don't cut mustard for me, pal.
Just for
Like,
me,
that's a worse pick than Robin. That.
it's not for overall impact on Premier League. Jesus.
I think they're on par, right?
What I was thinking about when all y'all sent me your teams, I
Go
was
on,
thinking,
Dan.
right, who's Liverpool boys going to try and sneak in here above some of
Everyone
just try and
fires
get
my
it in.
name out, and they're always surprised that I am.
Ali's got Voronin in there. Like,
But for me, well, just his overall game. Like, I've been watching quite a lot of his highlights and that. Obviously, he didn't score that many or assists, but it just seemed to be like. Well, I was reading something like the comparing to Messi a little bit. How he like his passing and stuff like. I know that's fucking way too far, but
I don't think it is.
I just think like honestly, his overall game is just as a pure footballer, like honestly, like
I
watching
think
videos.
the majority
John
of his
Bessie.
career, it weren't actually Premier League, were it? So it's another one of them. It's like he's not actually had that many.
Bessie.
97, I think he played until 97 into Prem.
Yeah, so it's like what 5 years then.
Like,
It's-
longer than
it's probably
Robert.
enough. It's probably enough, but I think if you talk about like your diehard Liverpool fans from ages ago, your older people, they'll probably say his best years were before that. Do you know what I mean? But
Probably, but
again, no one's doubting his ability. Everyone knows that he's class, but
playing
not-
against a
not-
lot of challenges in his career as well. But we'll leave it at that.
yeah,
Good goal against Brazil.
good rapper.
Yeah, decent rapper.
I think that's highlight of his career, that, isn't it?
He's got to be at it. He's probably still making money off that fucking song.
Probably.
Right, we'll move on then. So we don't want to talk about it, so I got 1 point. So 13th place. He's got 3 points. One person picked him, and that's Mark Overmars.
That's key.
Is that key?
Look at that smile. Yeah.
Sick.
Oh, no.
He was fast. That's it.
Key's got him in 8th place, so that's where he's got the 3 points from. No one else has picked him.
Yeah, but I want to know Keys leaving out for these.
Well,
Yeah, I do.
see.
I really
see
do.
Later, we'll see. But yeah,
That's what's worrying
again,
me.
I'll just read out
Yeah,
some
yeah.
stats just to back him up, and then we can all rinse him.
It's
Yeah,
funny
we need to
time,
go
but
over
I'm
Mark.
worried.
Like,
So he's overall he made 100 Premier League appearances, 25 goals, 19 assists, 1 league title, 1 FA Cup, and I've just put that in brackets like to kind of play devil's advocate again with Robin. He only had 3 seasons in Prem, which I just don't think that's enough to make an all-time list. But yeah,
Just a class player. And like when I sat down to reel off 10 wingers, right, I struggled to pick an elite 10 wingers. Do you know when I was thinking recent past? But he stood out, big player, come off back of a Champions League win when he came to Premier League. In his first season, he won a Premier League and an FA Cup double. Like Bull said, he had like 3 seasons, and then Barca signed him for 25 million, and that's in 1997. And I
Hey, how
think
are you?
back to him, but he were absolutely class. He were like an early Wenger signing. He were like imperative to that success that Arsenal went on to have. He was such a big player for him for the time he was here. And that Arsenal side that era, it's sort of gone down in Premier League history, and I'd like to think that he were a part of that. And like I said at the start of this, when I tried to pick a top 10 elite set of wingers, I was struggling, but he deserves to be in that top 10 for me.
you don't think
That's
Arsenal
my
got better after he left though?
Not really, because I don't think he really won out at Barca, and there were a lot of managerial changes, and he were peripheral. He were in and out with an injury. I think he had like an ongoing knee problem.
Yeah.
So no, I think he played 86 times for Netherlands. I could go on about it. I was going to start telling you what he'd done outside of Premier League, but you just shut me down.
Has he got keys?
No key. I didn't
Yeah, I
look
want to
that
ask
far.
you something. What are you picking these based upon? Like success of the clubs?
I did
or-
find some art though that's good, right?
Go on,
So
then.
he's been director of football at Ajax for the last 10 years, and he left in February this year, right? And this is a formal club statement. He left after a series of inappropriate messages, and which was sent to several female colleagues.
Oh,
So he's up to no good.
nice one.
Get him out of top 10. That's awful.
Get him out.
So you read that statement and then put him out for that?
I just think he's a sick player. I stand by it, to be honest.
He's a pig.
I do. I look
I
at the
don't know how
top
you're
10 in that
picking
list,
these.
and I think,
Me.
yeah, I stand by it.
He were fucking wank.
Yeah.
I think that could be worst shout at podcast so far.
Really?
It's up there, like.
Worse than John Barnes.
Where's
Out
the
of all podcasts we've done. Mate, if you haven't got Perez
Move
in,
on.
Hey, I'm moving on.
Have you got Perez?
what have you not?
I said that we're not talking about players that we've not
Oh,
mentioned.
Key.
Hey, shut up.
Move on.
Hey, Key, listen again. Because
No.
in 12th place, with 4 points, one person's picked him 7th, and that's
Fuck's
Freddie
sake,
Ljungberg.
Key again, that.
Freddie
Right.
Ljungberg.
But you pick these two and you've not put Perez in.
Right, can we stop talking about Robert Perez?
Come on, like.
You
We
love
need
Perez.
to stop wasting his time on these boys out at top 10, right? Because they're all fucking keys.
I can't believe it, lads.
Right, move on.
I can now.
Just to run over Ljungberg quickly, so he's made 241 appearances, 48 goals, 29 assists. He did get one player at season, to be fair, like Premier League player of the season, 2 league titles, 3 FA Cups, and obviously a part of the invincible season.
I'm not going to lie, he were a big part of Arsenal's team and he were a good player, but he does not make the top 10.
No, he
like, for
don't.
me.
He's a sick player,
Fuck
but
him.
out of all my players, they piss all over him.
I wrote down
Yeah,
those
same.
on the top of my head. I've got to admit, he were on the list, but I were never going to consider him for top 10.
Damn.
Right, move on.
Fucking move on. I'm absolutely fuming with that.
You
I
know
am
what,
too.
do you want
I
a quick
am.
60
We are.
seconds to back him up? Have you got all written down for Ljungberg or not?
Fuck off.
Only he's
Can't be
honest, really.
Fuck
I
Ljungberg.
thought you'd all have it.
Right.
asked.
Right, we'll go into 11th then. So last person that didn't make it. Obviously, we'll talk about top 10 in a bit more detail if you want then. We'll just run over this last one. 11th place, 5 points. Couple of us had him, couple of us didn't. I had him. It's Riyad Mahrez. He hadn't made
Yeah,
top 10.
I said, like, I was gutted that I couldn't get Mahrez in.
Yeah.
I think I missed, I was absolutely gutted that I couldn't get him in my top 10. But
So the
just
5
players above.
points have come from, I had him in 8th and Ali had him in 9th. So 3 points and 2 points. And then your 3 boys didn't have him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think comparison to what Key is at, it's a bit shocking to be fair. I'll just quickly
Disagree.
246 appearances, 74 goals, 50 assists, 3
Yeah, it's
Premier League
minimum.
titles, 1 FA Cup, 3 League Cups, PFA Players Player of the Year and PFA Fans Player of the Year. Not the big one, but the ones where your players vote and your fans vote. Both of them in 14-15 season.
He's done enough to get in, but I just think that my 10, it was just on personal preference because I love Mahrez. Like, he's one of my favourite wingers. Like, but
Yeah.
like I said, I just couldn't get him in.
Yeah. What you were saying, Ali, because you got him.
He's just I've worked it out on basically like an average goals and average assists over the whole career. And the average,
Yeah.
well, I haven't worked it out based on that, but it's been a big factor for me. And he averages 9.25 goals a season and 6.25 assists. And when you work that out compared to some of these players that I've got written down,
Just short of double figures a season. It's not
Yeah.
bad for a winger, is it?
It's min.
it's up there, isn't it?
And he's won a Premier League title. Obviously, we talk about this Leicester team.
He's won 3, hasn't he?
Massive part in that league title. There's an handful that basically won it for him, and he's one of
From
them.
like 2015 onwards, he's been in world class category for me,
Yeah.
Mahrez. Yeah.
And
It
when
was
he's in
tough for me,
Champions
like-
League, he never looks out of his depth for City. He always looks like he's going to contribute in Champions League and everything.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
forget that he came up from the Championship. He was playing for Leicester in Championship.
Yeah.
Now look,
He's mint.
crazy.
And Dav, Keith, how come you didn't put him?
Just
I'm interested to see who you've
Also,
got there.
John Barnes over him.
yeah,
Keith, over Mars and
Yeah.
Robin over him. No, I'm not having it.
No,
For what reason?
I just think they were better players. I just think they were better players.
So
His
you've
stats-
you've just done it purely on like ability, nothing else.
Yeah, I think so. When you look at what sort of players they were, I don't know where Riyad Mahrez. I do think he's a good player, but I just don't. I wouldn't have put him. They were elite players then when they were around, and I know he's at City, but I just don't look at him as an elite player, despite stats and his honours.
I do.
I can't really.
He gets in that first 11 for me. I don't know about you.
He gets
Yeah,
him.
I'm surprised when
He's
he got
always
there.
in City team. Like he
If,
takes the
if
penalties.
they're playing a Champions
like-
League final or like a big game against Liverpool for title, I think he starts. Like, surely
Yeah,
not.
he always starts big games.
Now and again, though, Pep will leave him out and put him at bench, and it makes me wonder like how good his stats would be if he were playing
Yeah.
every single game.
Does that with
Pep
everyone.
does that with everyone, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Pep does it
Yeah.
with everyone, and it's hard to pick a fantasy team.
Like,
around
I'm just
City
going to read
because-
some of his numbers out. Sorry, Foz. 18-19, he appeared 27 times. Season after about 33. Season after 27. Season after 20. So he's missing a lot of games, isn't he?
I think a lot of City players, if you look at every City player stats, they're all like in 20 odds for appearances. Not many make
Yeah.
30 plus. Maybe some of your defenders are your goalkeeper, but
That shows how good they are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
fix
squad.
it up, can't they?
Right. I forgot as well. Two more things. Is he got team at year as well, and he got an African
Yeah.
football year 2016 as well. It's quite a big thing. There's a lot of good Africans with fair. And he won that in 2016 over a lot of.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's
Well,
so yeah.
He gets in my top 10, but I'm not disgraced that he just missed out. It is what it is. I had him quite low down. It is what it is.
And he's an out and out winger, isn't he? Like he's different style of play. Like
There's a few different terms of what you call wingers nowadays, isn't there?
yeah.
But, right, we'll go into top 10 and we can talk about these a bit more detail now. So we just ran through them quite quick. 10th place then, just made it, 9 points. We've got Robert Pires. So we've already kind of established that somebody didn't have him.
Perez were like mint, absolutely mint, and that unbeaten side oh god, he were a big part of that. Like if not one of the biggest parts. Like all
So,
I remember from
So
Not
all
as
those
much as
four, all those
Perez.
four had him, and so Dav had him 9th. Foz had him in 10th.
You're laughing now, Keith.
He didn't have him.
Well,
I had him in 10th.
You were laughing at me, you.
yeah, I'm
Ali,
looking at Lotton. there.
Actually, just an interesting one. I had him in 6th. Quite high up.
I'm
to be
laughing
fair.
at you, lad, to put him 6.
Well, I think we're all laughing at you for not having him in.
Couldn't care less.
You had his,
can't believe.
that goal by him quite high up as well, didn't you, Ali?
I rate him highly. I can't really explain what it was with Pires. He's different kind of winger. Like most of my other wingers I've got in, they're known for like the pace and the direct, but Pires weren't really pacey. His all-round game, he could like pick a pass, his touch, his skill, his set ball ability, his free kicks, his curl. For me, he had like everything. And then his numbers as well. Fuck me, where are we? Hold on.
Yeah, do you want me to reel off his numbers? Yeah.
Go for it.
I just put a few standard stuff. So 198 appearances, 62 goals, not bad. 41 assists as well. So it's like over 100 goal contributions in 200 games. It's like 1 in every 2 is contributing.
6 seasons.
Yeah. 2 Premier League titles, obviously including one where they're invincible, which I think is quite class. But you've got him from some good players out, which we'll speak about in a
Because
while.
let me add something else, Bull. He averages 10.3 goals a season and 6.8 assists, and that's only in 6 seasons.
Yeah.
So his numbers here: 33 appearances, 4 goals in his first season, 28 and 9, 26-14, 36-14, 33-14, 33-7. So he was consistently good in a 6 side, like a world beaters for me in my Arsenal side. So he was doing it and stepping up for him.
I'm just looking at
Better
my
than
list. I
Keith,
couldn't put him in front of anyone. I scraped him in 10th because
Same.
I can't really go
just out of
ticket it all.
respect, like
It
when you
was-
look at wingers, like he's got to be in conversation. I've just scraped him in.
I'm happy that he's finished it. I had him
I'm
in
in
10th.
sixth.
Like,
Where did everyone else have him?
I had him in 10th.
Yeah, me and Foz had him in 10th. You had him in 6th. Where did you have him, Dav? Ninth. And then, like I said, Key didn't have him at all.
Just a footballing
I
purist.
believe. Don't
That's
you know?
like first kind of like big gap, Ali and Key, 6th and then not having him. It's quite a big gap. Interesting.
Were they not even considered for your king? Because you
Yeah,
laughed
it was
at me.
considered. It was
If
considered.
you're having Lundberg, you having him have a
Yeah.
Pires.
When I thought of Lundberg, like Pires is in this day and age, I'd play him in middle like Lundberg. He were an out and out winger that were beating.
Pacey, like I said, he were different Pires.
And it was that gave me edge over him, to be honest. Like I didn't go all stats for this particular pod. I didn't go stats mad. I really didn't. I just thought I tried to pick 10 wingers. I struggled, and then I just thought, who's really fucking eye catching that's been in.
Fair enough. Like sometimes it's not just a numbers game. Sometimes it's just your preference who you think's better. And you can't just purely go on numbers and titles. It's obviously a big factor, but if you like him, you like him, and there. But I think to not have him in, and then some of them you got him, I think it's a bit shocking from you. That like
we'll see.
Right
It's a
then,
disgrace.
in 9th, 12 points, just a couple of points more. We've got Heung-min Son in 9th.
Honestly, can I go in on him?
Yeah.
I think he's unbelievable. And to be honest, if he were playing in a Liverpool, a City, or a Chelsea side, I think he'd be further down in that list. I just think he's carried Tottenham. Him and Kane have literally carried Tottenham. And if they're playing in a better side, both of them two, their stats would be even better. Imagine Son in a City side. Like, Jesus Christ. His stats are unreal.
Would he get in a City side?
Are you kidding?
It does for me. I think,
What?
I don't know.
I love him, Foz, but I don't know if he'd get in City side. I've got him high in my list.
He gets in any side in world for me. Any side in world.
To be fair, right now, you can probably put him central and he'd probably fucking do a job.
I don't even mean central.
Obviously, we're talking about wingers, but just if he plays in front of like Gabriel Jesus,
where have you got him, Fowler?
I'd have him above Sterling.
Do you want to read off where everyone's got him? Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Fowler's got him high, man.
Foz has got him 9th. Foz has got him 9th.
I had him 9th.
He's got him highest in 5th.
Yeah.
Ali's got him in 7th, and me and Dav have not got him.
What?
I
thought you had him higher than me. I've got him 7th.
Only reason
I love him.
Only reason I had him 9th is because I'm talking like if he were in that City side, I think ability wise, his stats would be unbelievable.
We aren't that far. They're sick now. I think
I know.
We aren't being in there. It deserves to
I
be
know,
where
that's
he is
what
for
I'm
me.
saying. And I think he carries them, but I just think the players above him have got better stats.
In
So
fact, lads, I wish I had him higher, me. Looking at his numbers now, I wish I had him higher.
Are you not taking the fact that he's won nothing into the equation?
Not at all, because like
that's what I
if
mean.
he were somewhere else, he'd be winning all these trophies. Like we're
but that's just, you can't just say that though. You can't just say that. You can't just assume.
No, we all know it. You can, because we all know it. Like Fowler said, it could be in any.
Right, I'll just read off his stats. So he's made 219 appearances, 80 goals, 44 assists. He's got one team season, but he's won. He had one nothing.
Him and Harry Kane have just brought Premier League record for most contributions between two players as well. Just beat Lampard.
I'm not doubting how good he is, but to put him in an all-time top 10 when
as if you hadn't.
He's
I
not.
Can't believe
it.
Not a minute.
He's not won anything.
Lads, I don't care what he's won. He's being loyal to Tottenham, and he probably should have left.
Put him in the top 10 for being loyal, mate. We'll put
no. All right, his numbers here,
then.
he averages, Bull. I don't think. In fact, there's not a player on. There might be 2 players on here, maybe 2 or 3 players on here, other than Son, that beats his average goals and assists per season. Average goals 11.4 for Tottenham in match fit Tottenham side, like you said. Only him and Kane perform, and then assists 6.2. That's 1 penalty in 7 seasons in Prem.
I'm looking at this now. I'm not having.
Let me carry on. Well, let me carry on.
Nothing.
28 appearances in his first season, 4 goals. And then he stepped up 34 appearances, 14, 37 and 12, 31 and 12, 13, 11, 37, 17 and 22 and 10 this season and counting. So over 10 every season, apart from his first season in 2015. That's a baller. That's an absolute baller.
Dav, help me out here, mate. There's only me and you got him.
Shockers.
I do proper love him, but just looking at my list, like
That's what I'm thinking. Is
there's argument like you ain't
Yeah.
able to argue.
If you've got Giggs in your list, higher than him, and it's a disgrace. If Giggs
What
is higher
about
than
John
him,
Barnes? John Barnes.
I honestly think
gone out.
if he gets in any side in world at minute, me, Son, any side, he just
it would be
100%.
frowned upon, would it?
No,
Wait, John-
and I'm
John
surprised the
Barnes
big
or
club's
John
not come
Barnes?
in for him.
I am very.
I'm having comments over John Barnes, but I ain't having.
I can see you've seen me. You've seen me. I can see you smirking.
What did you say, Keith?
John Barnes or Son?
I'm having Son all day, but I say I ain't got John
John-
Barnes. So I'm staying out of it.
John
I'm
Barnes.
asking. John Barnes.
John Barnes.
Back it then. Back
I'm
it.
backing it, mate.
Go on then.
Right, let's move on. We
I can't
all
have something in
agree
the top
that
10
it's
that's won
an
fuck all.
absolute
Not even
dog.
an FA Cup or a League Cup or anything. It's won football. Right. 8th place. Couple of points higher again, 15 points. We've got Raheem Sterling in number 8.
Number
What you
8.
I had him.
What you say we're pulling that face, Keith?
You just said number 8. That's why I laughed.
Is that funny than you not having him in?
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
god!
Give me shit for Sonny. I ain't got fucking Sterling in.
Well,
You've
there's
not
no
got
no
Raheem
shit.
Sterling in your list, mate. You've not got Raheem Sterling in your list.
Son's
You might got
better.
Son over Sterling.
Son's way better.
Come on, nah.
No.
What?
No chance.
Wait, so
Come
we're
on,
all saying
complete.
he gets into City side, but you've got Sterling over Son.
I've not
I
said
know.
that. I've not said
No.
that. I
Well,
didn't say that.
for me,
I'm
Son
going
over
off. I'm
Sterling.
going based on his Premier League career. I've got Sterling just higher than Son.
Yeah, so Sterling, just to
How fuzz if he pisses into City side?
I'm
It's
saying.
not
I'm
about
saying.
right
if
now.
Son,
This is a conversation about all time. Some of these players.
I'm talking about all
You might have
time,
them
mate.
over
I'm on
each
about
other,
his
but-
Premier League. It's not a right now Premier
Yeah,
League wingers.
it's an all time. It's an all time.
Madison have been-
If you know
Going
what
off
you're
all
saying,
time, you said earlier Son gets it City side easy, but Sterling
Yeah, he does.
better.
right now.
All time.
But that's right now.
Right
We're
now,
doing an
all
all
time, I don't care. Like what? So you
No,
would
it's totally different.
What
You're
is-
talking about
what do
like
you
right
mean,
now. We're
mate?
talking about overall since 1992 onwards.
all right. And so from what they've done, you'd still rather have Sterling over Son.
Yeah.
Fuck, I won't.
Let me
But
just read
right
off what
now-
everyone's had him. I'll
But
read off
if
what
you,
everyone's
if you
got him
give it me
first.
right now, I'd have Son over Sterling.
Can I have some decorum, please?
Son's best player.
So Dav's got him 7th. Fozza's got him 6th.
Oh,
That idiot in bottom corner's not had him. I've got him
me.
6th. And Ali's scraped him into 10th. Which I think even 10th's a little bit like. come
I
on.
do. I do.
that block for a long
Considering
time.
you've got Perez 6th and Son 7th.
He's been around block for a long time.
He had a
Sterling.
lot of pressure on his shoulders when he was a young boy at Liverpool, and he stepped up massively.
Nah,
Like
really.
he's not stepped up.
Not for us.
Let me just chuck his
Yeah, not
stats
for you.
out here then. Let me just chuck his stats out. He might be a bit swung. So he's made 313 appearances, 106 goals. So for a winger,
100 club.
he's in 100 club. That's class.
Not always been a winger. He's played as a striker for a lot of his career as well.
Who thought?
Not much.
He's played up top for Liverpool and City. He played at main top.
No.
When Sterling were at Liverpool, they had Suarez up front there.
And
Or
they had
else Llorente
Aguero.
left for the full season. He was our main striker when we had Lambert.
Hey, 106 goals, 52 appearances, and 3 Premier League titles.
Yeah.
And he's still going. He
To be honest-
chance to get more, but right now that's class numbers. 100
Pep-
for a winger.
What Pep says about him as well, like after everyone who's Pep's managed, he's always talking about Sterling being in his 11 that he's ever managed and stuff like that. So for me, I'm just going based this off what I've seen, how much he's played in Prem, what he's won and his goals. And yeah, I think he's done it for England as well. Like every tournament we've had for England, I know it's a Premier League, but I just like him. He's always stepped up.
Yeah, he's a big game player. Like I say, Euros, he was best player by far.
I remember when he
The
played for
average is-
Liverpool. When he played for
No.
Liverpool, like I always used to say, like he can't finish save his life. His finishing was shocking.
Yeah.
And like he went to City, and I was like, "Right, it's a bad signing." Like, I didn't
50
think he
mil.
was shit.
Everyone laughed, didn't they?
Yeah, like he could go past
Yeah.
a man, take a man on. His end product was shocking. Like, and then he just must have just worked like fuck on his finishing, and all of a sudden he's getting 20, some seasons 20 goals or whatever.
Yeah, think about 50 million. That's a bargain, really. isn't it?
Now.
Once, exactly, but he still got it for someone who couldn't finish.
For a winger as
hard,
well.
10 seasons in Prem, he averages 10.6 goals and 5.2 assists. So
That's mint.
it's good, but Son pisses on him. In a worse side for me.
Son's such a better player in
I would
every
say
like,
as well.
department. I think he's
10
so much
seasons
more.
plus. And I
That's
think
quite-
for the last
I
couple
get
of
that that's
years,
quite a tight debate, Key, but why have you not got him in your list at all?
it's just straight for
again,
me.
if I'd have thought about it from your point of view and with those stats in mind, they read well, 100 club and this and other, but
10
when I
seasons.
like I use Son as an example for my reasons for my other two. Like when you look at Son against Sterling, if you're going to go on stats and honours, there's only one winner. But really, if you watch them both play, for me, I think you find Son's a better player. He ticks way more boxes than Raheem Sterling, way more, and he's got more to do. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think
It's an
I know what
interesting
you're saying,
debate,
mate.
but I
But
think he's gonna
Son
be
does
everyone's
play a
top
bit
10.
higher up. So Sterling's more as an out-and-out winger, he drops back and he receives the ball a lot lower down than Son does. Son
or
usually,
Sterling Fowler.
right now, I'd put Son, but
No.
over his career, Sterling.
No, Son or Sterling, both in the absolute.
Yeah, like just
the powers.
overall, Son or Sterling.
That's what you got. That's what I asked myself.
Son.
Son.
Yeah, it's hard to say
season.
because I really don't know what Son would have done in a better side. That's what I mean.
Are you sitting on fence then?
Sterling's doing it at the highest
Yeah.
level. You can't say, oh, if Son went to this, he would have got this numbers. Sterling's doing it at the highest level.
In the
It's
prime
like-
then, as a player for ability, who would you want?
There's a reason why
Sterling,
Madrid.
one season.
There's a reason why Madrid have always wanted to sign Sterling. Like, why aren't these big clubs coming in for Son? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they all want to sign Sterling. Like, Real Madrid went in for Sterling. City's bought
City
Sterling.
don't want him, I'm hearing. Pep's thinking about getting short.
No, when you're on about players who've played up front, though, Son's played a lot of games up front,
Of course he has.
Yeah, he has.
a lot more
Yeah.
than Sterling.
As a
Just,
number nine.
he's a better striker than Sterling. That's why.
Yeah, but it bumps his numbers up, doesn't it?
More
Yeah,
that's
versatile
what I'm saying. We're talking about, like,
good
wingers.
player, better finisher.
I think it's a good debate between them, and I don't think there's much between them. I think they're both unbelievable
Yeah,
players.
it's a good debate what Key started, but I just think to not have him in your top 10 at all is criminal. You got
Yeah, I do.
You've got Mark Overmars and Ian Robin and Freddie Youngberg over him.
Yeah, that's shy.
Come on, mate.
That is shit.
Ian Robin, I think with lack of game time, he got it Premier League. That one, I think you've got a good argument against me. But he went on to do what he did and stuff, and he was doing it at Chelsea when he could play. On ability wise, I've got a case for him all, I think.
Yeah.
Right,
Hey,
come on.
After that, boys, we'll move on then. Seventh place, 19 points. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the first player, that everyone's picked. Got Gareth Bale in number 7th. So I'll just reel off first where everyone's got him. Then we'll go, all right. Dav's got him in 8th, so about right. Foz has got him 7th, bang on. Key's got him 9th. I've got him 9th. Ali's got him 3rd.
Third.
Go on then, Ali.
Third.
Tech wheel.
This
I
is
didn't expect the shit, really. But from what he did in Prem, Ferrari just turned it round from being like a nobody, and then he came to be like a left back at Tottenham. Then before you know it, he's wrecking transfers to be world's most expensive player. I think we're like a year or two after Ronaldo broke it. It's,
We're not talking about this again because you did that
That's
on
it.
last call where we were talking about price tags and that, and you said it didn't matter. Just because he's been bought for a lot of money.
I'm just trying to explain from where he came from as a nobody, being like a couple of seasons. Where are my stats here? Hold on.
Everybody does
They
that.
all come from nobody.
Comes from like Premier League
Four
stats.
full seasons in Prem, and he's got 166 appearances. But for like first 3 seasons, he started playing for Tottenham. He was a nobody playing at left back. So he went from being a left back, 166 appearances, 53 goals, 22 assists. So I've got an average 13 goals a season for Tottenham from like you could call it a left back and 5 assists, playing at mum 3 times, which is a big amount. It's a big number compared to all these other players.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He hasn't done much for Premier League, so I can't really say that. But like I said,
That's why the argument isn't. So we're not doubting that in his prime.
Yeah, in his prime,
specific season when
gets in any team in the world, and
he got player its season 2012 to 13. In that season, he made 33 appearances. He scored 21 goals.
Yeah,
that season. Everyone knows that season. Just before he went on to Real Madrid, oh my God, it was unbelievable.
I still watch videos on YouTube and shit like that season, and some goals he banged, and
he got his top 10 goals.
What's he doing? But it was flying in top. Though no, he couldn't do that season.
We're talking about a player here that's literally were just on the cuff of Messi and Ronaldo, just behind. We were getting put in that bracket, weren't it? Messi, Ronaldo, and I think that season that you're talking about, if he would have stayed in Prem, he could have been first or second on that list. You know what I mean? If it consistently done it, and it's a shame that we didn't see him in Prem more often because I think he would have gone on to reach some heights.
Even when he came back, he played 20 games and scored 11 goals. So it's like just over 1 goal a game for Tottenham, and everyone was saying they were doing shit. But all that
season when he got player of the season, I think he got young player of the season as well. So he went
as a left back.
Amazing player, amazing.
Got young and the main one.
How I've done it, lads, is in my prime. I'm looking at all my players below Bale, and there's no one who I'd rather have in my top 10 where I've got Bale. Everyone below him, I just think in my prime.
Yeah,
Bale.
I've got to agree with you on that basis. Like, if you're looking at all these players in your prime, I'm 100% putting Bale higher. But when we're talking about the whole time, no.
But we're talking about Premier League contribution, aren't we?
I'm not. I've just gone off like in my prime. There's no one better than Bale below him for me. No chance.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Can't argue with it.
Can't argue how good he is, to be fair. Like, I just think consistency-wise, he deserves top 10, don't get me wrong, but he weren't that consistent.
Football and ability-wise,
weren't consistent?
Well, how many seasons did he have? Like full seasons at Tottenham? Like you just said, like, I'm just thinking like consistency, a bit of longevity. I haven't really done
Remember that word, consistency. That's all I'll say.
Okay. If you want to go, we'll go.
I know what that means.
We'll get to it in a minute.
You said it, not me. Consistent.
Next up, just 2 points higher, 21. So 6th place. We've got David Beckham in 6th place. So I'll just read off where everyone's got him, and then we'll discuss again. So Dad's got him 5th. There or thereabouts. Foz has also got him 5th. I'm trying to look at Key's list. I can't find him again. So Key's not got him. Hates Man U. I've got him 5th, and Ali's got him 8th.
So you've got Beckham.
I don't know where we want to go to, like, but it's up to you. He's not got him in. David Beckham.
I think 5th, and that's high for him.
I didn't even consider him, boys.
5th. To be honest, we've never seen a player like Beckham, and we'll never see a player like Beckham again. I don't think. No one.
Never seen a player like Beckham. We've seen Messi and Ronaldo since him.
You're talking about
Messi and Ronaldo completely. I've never seen anyone hit a dead ball like Beckham in my life.
No one ever has.
Or even cross ball like him. Free kicks, corners.
It was a different type of winger back then. It was a different type of winger. He's not a player to get ball and beat a man. He did it a few times, but he were like your classic 4-4-2 winger. Get your ball.
Yeah.
And
I'm not having him as a once in a generation.
Help back at defending, like.
His numbers are sick.
Shall I read off his stats?
Yeah.
OBE, Key will have an OBE.
I don't mind one.
265 appearances, 62 goals, 80 assists, which is very high up on the list. 80 assists.
And that's from a right midfielder.
That's right mid.
In 8 seasons. In 8 seasons.
Remember that they're not playing like.
I'm on that subject of 8 seasons. Out of them 8 seasons, won 6 Premier League titles. Out of the 8 seasons he played in.
We are David Beckham on that side.
2 FA Cups, 2 Fans Player of the Years, and in 1999, if any of you know this, he got Ballon d'Or runner-up in 99.
Average.
Is that all you've got, King?
No, because it's like I'm bored of this like fucking Ballon d'Or runner-up. bollocks.
Let me
When
add
did
something
we start
else before you
talking
carry
about
on,
this?
Key. He averages 7.75 goals a season and 10 assists per season. That's crazy, that, for Beckham.
I'm a right
Considering, like I
midfielder.
say,
You were in a-
considering
you were in a
what the
fucking-
game was back then, the wingers
You were in
weren't
a
supposed to score
swashbuckling
goals.
side, lads. You were in a very, very good team.
And still getting them numbers with players
It ain't
around
that.
him.
You can't just keep saying it were in a good side because he
You've
was
got
in
to-
it. Because
You
of
can
the
only
players
play
in it.
what's in front of you. You shouldn't get discredited for the side that you're in. Like, you know what I mean?
You've got to be a good
I'm not
player to get in a good
discrediting-
side.
You've got to be
I'm
good
not
to get
gonna
picked into this good side.
I'm not discrediting the lad. I'm saying he's overrated for me. As in,
I think he's underrated.
He
I
is.
think he's
This is a
underrated.
big
It's not a
celebrity.
timeless-
No one
I'm not
appreciates how
timeless
good he was on
either.
the pitch.
there's more to football than a dead ball, mate. He's not a timeless player. He won't cut it in
But
the league
if
now.
there's more to football than a dead ball, why can't anyone else do it as good as him? Like,
There's
that's what I mean.
Part
Like,
of it can, isn't there?
I'm not going up at top with him too much because I've got him 8th, me, but I think he deserves to be in top 10. But I thought y'all have got him pretty high up, fifth and that.
to be honest, I think what he's done for football, and looking back when I'm watching Premier League years, like every single highlight, there's David Beckham in there. He just made the Premier League what it is. Like, he just boosted it up. Like, I don't think it would have been as big.
I got his
Without
England
Beckham in there, he's a legend.
Defending
He's a
what he
legend.
says though, like when you're going on player ability wise, like you've got like Bale 9th and that. So would you rather have like Bale in the prime or Beckham in the prime? Because I'm taking Bale all day.
Bale.
every day.
I'm having Beckham, me.
Beckham.
Yeah.
He played 8 seasons in Premier League, won 6 titles.
I don't care what he did. I'm asking
He
you.
played,
like,
and he played
player for
week
player
in, week
ability.
out. You can't just say like, oh, he played for a good team. He played week in, week
No,
out.
I'm asking you in the prime, like both players in the prime. That's how I've done it, like player for player.
Ali, I've done it exactly the same.
So
We're
you
talking
can't-
about
you
prime.
don't
We're
matter,
talking
don't
about
matter.
prime, though. We're talking about prime. Bale did it for 2 years, 2 or 3 years max. Beckham were consistent for 10 years. So what would I rather
Yeah,
have someone that's going to do it over 10 years or 2 years?
Yeah,
I'd rather have
we're
10 years.
talking about prime and not consistency. That's the thing.
Well,
We're not
I don't
about
understand.
prime.
I don't understand
Yeah, you're
why
not
would you
right,
put a
Al.
player in the prime? Like,
Well, obviously, you've done the list wrong then. If you're saying that, because we've told you
It's not who had the best
all-time
individual
top 10,
season.
and you just picked the top 10 players in the prime. I
don't think it's wrong for me. I think yours is like we're going to get to a player very soon, and there's going to be fireworks, bombs galore. Like, let's keep going because I can't say too much. We are getting into this player.
go on then.
Well, I've not got to him yet anyway.
Fucking hell! This is what I mean.
So, in 5th place on 26 points, I think, let me just double check if everyone's had him before I reveal it.
Surely.
Surely we've all had them there.
Yeah, everyone's had. I think everyone's got everyone now. We've got Sadio Mane in 5th.
I don't argue with that.
So, Ali's got him 4th. I've got him 7th. He's got him 6th.
despicable man. You dirty man bull. 7th.
Wait until you hear where I've
Can
got
I
him.
carry on? Foles has got him 8th.
Wow, lads.
Gav's got him 4th.
So after everything you've just said about what they've won and how they've contributed, you
What
still
they've
got
won
Mane
is
high up.
one Premier League, mate.
Goals
Yeah.
and assists and that.
So
Hey,
what?
I'll
You've just said
I'll read
what
off the
they've won.
stats for you. That's fine.
Oh, so it's about Premier League titles for you. That's how
No,
you-
it's not. I'm just
Not at
I'm
all.
just replying to your comment.
Are you not saying that Beckham stats are good?
Mane. Yeah,
I'll
but
read
Mane
them.
is a
I'll read them.
ridiculous.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll read them. I've got
Yeah, it's
stats for
fine.
everyone. I'm backing
Get to
everyone.
it.
He's made 252 appearances, 106 goals, so he's 800 club, 37 assists, which compared to a lot of people on this list, most people is not higher than. He's got 1 golden boot, 1 Premier League title, 1 Champions League, 1 League Cup, and he's made 3 team years.
Can you remember when we were on about like Sterling averaging like 7 goals a season? Mane averages 13 goals a season.
It's
and
a lot
4
easier
points.
when you play that high 3. Like
I don't care.
Plays,
He's just
he plays as like a third
He's on everyone.
striker.
Gotta say, the term
He's not a
wingers now,
striker, lads. He's a winger. This is on winger.
Yeah, I know, but it's a lot easier in that formation that he's playing than some of the other players. Like,
Don't track
he's
back.
Beckham.
Don't track back now.
Beckham's down here and fucking Mane's up here. He's going to score more goals.
So his assists are better than Mane's, but overall, 13 goals a season in 8 seasons, 100 club, no penalties, a golden boot, a Premier League title, and played at Mum 3 times. Again, going back to what I've said, I'm a little bit like baffled that you've got him so high. I just don't understand it. I
expected you and Dav to have him high because you're Liverpool fans, which is fair enough. Like
you can say that I'm biased, but what a player!
I'm
like
not
that.
saying you're biased. I'm saying you're gonna hold that affection for him because he's your player. You know what I mean?
Where did you have him, Foz?
I had him 8.
Foz had him
an
the lowest
outsider
in-
looking in.
Foz had him lowest in 8th, but you give me more shit.
No, I'm not. I'm just like I can't believe both of you have got him so high up.
To
Like,
be honest,
player for player, pound for pound, is one at best that there's ever been.
To be honest, there's not much in
Why have you got
my
Bale higher
6th,
than him?
7th, and 8th. So it could have.
Because-
I could have swapped him round.
Bale in his prime, I would rather have Bale than a Mane in his prime.
The main thing when I was sitting down and doing it, I swapped it around a few times. The main 3 I was debating were Beckham, Sterling, and Mane. That was the 3 I was swapping about a little bit. But I ended up putting Sterling just above him. I just think overall, like over his career, I just think I'm not just doing it on titles, but he's won more. I just think he's done better.
Where did Key and Dav have him?
Dav had him 4th, Liverpool fan shock, and
Shock.
Key had him 6th.
Fair play, lads. Still looking higher from Key.
He's got Son higher than him though, which I think is quite interesting.
Just
Yeah.
higher.
It were close for me. Where have I had them both?
You had Son 7th.
Yeah, Mane 4.
I think he's min. I do think he's min. I think he's not been as good since that title-winning Premier
That's it.
season.
He had
but
one
I
unbelievable
think he's
season.
that's one.
Fuck off one, Bull. You're blind, you, mate.
I'm
One
saying like
to your boy.
unbelievable. I'm saying like unbelievable season where you're unplayable 1, but other ones has been like good.
Good.
Your boys agree.
Are
though, that
they
he's not
good?
been
Let me
as
read his
good.
numbers, Bull. First season came from Southampton, 30 games, 10 goals, then 30.
Well done. Playing
What?
for Liverpool.
I don't care. All these other players have been playing in good sides, and his numbers are mint compared to the rest of them.
Just scraped double figures playing in a front 3 for Liverpool.
Right, let's just carry on, in fact, because he's
Wait.
saying all this and he's going to eat his
No, I'll let you go.
No,
carry
come
on.
on. You're saying he's
Your boys agree that he's
scraping
not been
double figures
as
and
good.
consistently not doing it.
Yeah, he's dropped off a bit, but he's
Yeah.
doing well. He's doing well this year. Not too
Yeah,
well.
but he's not found the form than that Premier League winning year.
No,
has
he's
it?
been
Like,
He's been a bit frustrated.
That's a factor that came into play for me. Like,
Yeah.
it set a mark very, very high when
Yeah,
he
he
won
did.
that league, and he hasn't been as good since. Let's be honest. Like, I think even you're as Liverpool fan, like you can smile at it, but if
No, he's
you're
having a
actual
bad
Liverpool fan,
year.
you watch the
His
game,
third
you
top goal
realise
scorer.
he's not being as good.
He's having a bad year, but he's filled.
no, I'm not. Yeah, but
I'm
last
saying he's
year
having a
as
bad
well,
year.
he
I'm
had.
saying he's having a bad year.
Just saying.
Did I say he was having a bad year?
I think you did.
I just said he's set a bar that high and he's not been as good.
Yeah.
And you're not
If
agree
he-
with that,
if-
as Liverpool fans.
If
that watch
he's
the
carried
game.
on like he were in that Premier League, he'd be way down in mine. So I rate him really highly and I love him. And I preferred him to Salah during that season. Like I loved him that much.
You were better.
I think what it is as well, boys, that Salah is competing with Salah and he's getting compared to Salah a lot, and Salah's just on a
Yeah,
different planet.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think he's unbelievable, and yeah, I hope he can get to that level again because he's a good player.
3 team years though. 3 team years.
We do this in 5 years, and Luis Diaz makes top 10.
Sure. Right. On that note, moving on.
Calm down, boys.
Fucking mint. He is.
Good.
I've got Man U fans creeping up in my DMs saying how good he is, and
Oh, bully.
he ain't gonna give credit to us.
Rafinha's going to be in there.
Literally
Not
played that other day.
Not
That Luis
Championship.
Diaz is sick. But yeah, move on anyway. 4th place, 30 points. There's a little bit of a jump now. So there's like a clear top 4. We've got Ryan Giggs. Let me just reveal where everyone's got him. So Dad's got him 3rd. Fozzer's got him 4th. Key's got him 4th. I've got him 3rd. Alistair English has not got him in.
That is biased, Ali.
I want you to
Liverpool
tell me
fan
why
that
he's
hates
in.
Man U so much has not put Ryan Giggs in his top 10 wingers of all time.
Why is he in for you? I'm genuinely speaking. Why?
All right, I'll read
Why?
why. So Ryan Giggs, OBE, Keith,
Fucking OBE. Get Ben.
he's got 632 appearances, 109 goals, another 100 club,
Just
162 assists, the most in the
He's got
Premier League of
most.
all time.
Yeah.
13 Premier League titles, 2 Champions Leagues, 4 FA Cups, 3 League Cups, 6 Team of the Years, and he got PFA Players Player of the Year in 2008, 2009. And now they ain't got him in. If you just reel off them stats without name, he's in. But because he plays for Man U, he's not in.
let me educate you all now, lads. So Ryan Giggs spent 23 seasons in the Premier League and just scraped to being 100 club. So we're talking about like your Sadio Mane's who played like 200, 300 games and they're pissed here.
The different wingers, mate. The different wingers.
wingers.
And he
Giggs
played
were-
quite a lot
played
of seasons
4-4-2,
towards end in
like-
centre
I don't
midfield
care.
as well,
Giggs,
can I
Giggs
add?
were always up top, like bombing forward, taking
No, he
them out.
wasn't.
He weren't.
What were Giggs known for then? What
They
were
were
known-
receiving the ball deep and driving.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they were doing.
Manny were already up there.
Mane's already up the
I
attacking.
can't believe
mid.
this is even a conversation, mate. I
What,
really
so you
can't.
think Mane just waits and ball hogs like Ronaldo does these days? Mane does a lot fucking more.
He plays up front, basically. He plays
No,
up
he
front to the
don't.
free.
No, he don't.
Giggs
Let's
played a
talk about Giggs
4-4-2
anyway.
in a
Right,
two-bank of 4.
All right, Giggs,
And
lads.
last few seasons, he sat back and played centre mid.
Ryan Giggs, right? So his assists, don't get me wrong, they're decent, but there's better at me. But
What do you mean decent? It's the most.
Decent. He's got most.
The most.
Yeah, they're decent.
You've just said there's better out there. He's got most.
No, there's better at me who are doing it on an average per season. So 23 seasons in the Premier League, lads.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
wish we could
To
get
play
Fabregas.
at that level for that long. Come on.
It is amazing.
No.
Like, it is
Saying back-
amazing.
Can I talk instead of jipping in all the time, Bull? You're
Let me talk.
like a budgie, twerping. Right, so
What's a
season
twerp?
1, Ryan Giggs. I'm going to
Twerping.
spend a lot of time on Mr. It's a disgrace. He's a fraud, Giggs, and he's overrated big
The only
time.
fraud in here, mate, is you for not having top
Let
10.
him speak then. Let him speak.
Are you going to let me carry on, Bull? Can tell you're
Dave Twerping Ball.
like a little fucking budgie.
I'm fine, mate.
Right. 91, 92. This is how long we've been playing. I was born in 93, me. So 91, 92. 38 games, 4 goals. 40 season.
That weren't
He's
Premier
a
League.
young
Can
lad.
I just fucking go through them? Don't just start talking about how special.
That weren't Premier League. Premier League
You
season were next
spoke,
season.
I'll
Carry
speak.
on.
You spoke.
You're not going to go through all 23 years, though.
We've just
are you?
named the season
Now
that's
tell
not
him
Premier
to
League.
speak. Right, you've spoke, so it's my turn to speak. You can speak
You
after.
just talk shit on first one. That weren't Premier League.
Someone let him. Tell me. Can
Go on.
So I'm going to start again because this is disgraceful.
Don't go all the
38
way through, though.
appearances. I've only read one stat out, lads. Let me carry
Yeah,
on.
but I don't want to hear 23 years with the stats. That's what I'm saying.
Because you need educating. Because season
Oh,
is
fuck me. Here then. Go on then.
38 appearances, 4 goals. This is Ryan Giggs who finished in third in his all-time, I think. 41
Yeah.
appearances, 9 goals. Season after 38, 13, decent season. 29, 1. 33, 11. 26, 3. 29, 8. 24, 3. 36, 31, 5. 25, 7. 36, 8. It goes down. He hadn't scored more than 10 since 1995.
Even Dog disagrees with you.
Even Dog's like,
Absolutely
Even
bullshit.
Dog said you're
That's
talking
it. That
shit.
dog's learnt something, hasn't I'm
Dog's
glad-
fuming.
I agree with you. I agree.
Dog's going, what about assists? What about
Dog wants to shut him up.
He's saying, agreed. So, since 1995, he hasn't scored over 10 goals in a season. Since 95, and he retired in 2014, Giggs he did. He hasn't scored more than 5 since 2003.
Have you noticed all he's doing is talking about goals?
Yeah.
What's it about, Ben?
We're not doing a strikers list, mate.
Well, some players who I've got in my top 10 get goals and assists, mate. So it's
Does
not
anyone
just
get
like-
more assists than
Lampard.
you do?
So then, like I said, lads, since he retired in 2014, and since 2003, that was last time he'd scored 5 or more goals in a season. That's 10 years he spent. So his last 10 years, lads, 5 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals, 3 goals, 2 goals, 5 goals, 2, 2, 2, 0. What kind of fraud is that?
Then you were playing centre mid. It was sat deep.
I couldn't care less. If that any Liverpool player to this day, he'd be gone. After one season, doing them stats, he would be gone. So
Are you saying fraud?
that's why, yeah, he's a fraud, a big overrated player, stepped up now and again in decent games, but because it was 23 seasons, he's being made to look better than he actually was.
There's a reason why he got kept around for them.
Yeah, I'm going to say
23
there's a reason why he played for a team at such a high level for 23 seasons in a row. You don't get picked if you're not good.
You were
I don't think
raving about
Fergie picked shit players. Like,
Bully, you were raving about his assists and his average 7 assists over his whole career per season. Like some of these boys.
I
But you
don't
could
think you
say
can
something
take.
similar about Beckham, couldn't you? Though
You can't take them.
over 8 seasons.
Pires 6.8, so Pires.
You can't take them later seasons into consideration when he's like
How can you
playing.
not
Like,
with Giggs? Any other player, I'd let you say that, but Giggs here, that's
He's
your,
an old-
that's your bread and
he will
butter.
play-
Because he was very old and he couldn't run. He lost his legs.
like for last 4 to 5 years, he's only making like 15, 20 appearances.
All right, and like I said then, lads, since 1995, that was last time he scored 10 goals or more in a season. 1995, I was 2-year-old me, and he retired at 2014. Fraud. Big fraud.
That Giggs Testament, please.
Clown.
You're talking shit.
If you're rating Giggs, boys, you're a clown. I'll let you squeeze him in top 10, but for him to be so high up,
There's a reason why 4
Blind
people have got him
square.
high up and there's only one person down and you're calling us clowns.
what do you say to them
4
stats? then?
clowns.
What do you say to
I
them
will-
stats?
Is the 4 clowns or is the one?
I'll come in.
Giggs is a fraud.
I do agree with, like, in terms of out and out ability and like jaw dropping like moments. He's not that type of player, but in terms of like longevity and like obviously, like you're saying, to be picked week in, week out for that many years, you've got to be good. But I think like the most
Professionalism,
impressive stat is just like just being there fit every
Being a
week.
good servant for Prem.
Yeah, that's
all
it.
I'll let you know.
But it's
For
impressive.
him to be, sorry, go on.
No, so yeah, it's just impressive his longevity. That's why I've got him up there, because it does take a lot. Look at the amount of players, like brilliant players, who'll just drop off. It's like
I was going to add to that, like for Man United, they were elite through his career, and they changed so much in that time. But him and Scholes, there were 2 constants and 2 Champions League, 13 Premier League titles. I fucking hate Man United, but for Premier League to change so much and Man United to change so much, but stay on top, and Giggs be a part of that all the way through. Like, that's not a coincidence. That's not happened by chance.
You can't just say like 23 seasons is that. You basically said it's like a bad thing. Like to get picked for a team that high up week in, week out, 23 seasons in a row. Come on.
Sir Alex Ferguson is arguably the best manager of all time. And I honestly, hand on heart, don't think that Ferguson would pick a player based on like personally liking them as a player. He picks them based on the footballing ability. So if he's picked him for all them years, I don't think there's a debate, to be honest.
He's
Need one
been
hand to
a
count.
big part in them 13 Premier League titles. He's not just getting a medal like for playing a couple of appearances. He's a big part in them 13 seasons, mate.
Is he folk?
What do you mean? He played week in, week out.
You need one hand to count how many goals he scored in a season. Since
95?
2005.
Nice.
You need one hand. Sorry, 2004. You need one hand to count how many goals he scored in one season.
What he did instead was just beat a man, put it into
Take
the box,
Giggsy.
and get an assist,
Come back
then
to
do it
court.
again, then do it again, 162 times.
Take Giggsy back to court.
getting personal now.
Fuck
Yeah,
Giggsy.
personally, I don't like it.
Jesus.
I don't
said,
like
but
it.
even-
It's like we're
what
all
would have
blinded to it. Like he played for Man U and he won 13 Prems. Look at the fucking numbers, lads.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
sick.
joke. It is a
If you would
joke
have
for
put
me.
him
We
like-
best move on.
If you would have
Very
even
passionate
just
that Giggs is
squeezed him
overrated.
in.
Hype man. He's a hype man.
I
Fergie
thought you would have at least squeezed him in, mate, because it gets to a point where we're having these debates about top tens. You can love teams or you can hate teams, but at the end of the day, you've got to respect them in some way. Like Kian Foz, the 8 Man U, he had passion and they respect him. You you've got to take that into equation sometimes. You can't just have that much pure rate for a team where you're just not even putting him in at all.
Going back to what I said, every player on my list, I'd rather have like your Sterlings, your Mahrez, your Beckham, Sons, all other gigs. Every
Like
time.
most decorated like Premier League player of all time. Like
Even if you put
You're not going
Giggs
to
like
change
seventh,
anything
Ali,
with gigs.
even if you put him seventh, like Giggs would be higher in this top 10, wouldn't he? If you would have just like squeezed him in, he should be in that 10, I think. At least
he's 5 points short at next man up. And on that point, we'll get to next man up. In third place, top 3 now, boys, against some ballers. 35 points, we've got Eden Hazard. In third place.
That's where I had him.
So I'll just reel him off. So Ali's had him in 5th. I had him in 4th. Key had him in 2nd. Foz had him 3rd. And Dav had him 6th. So
special player.
Anyone want to take wheel for this? Because there's a few. It's up and down a bit for this.
For me, I've no idea. No idea how you could possibly say that Sadio Mane is better than Eden Hazard. Like, how does that? His numbers.
Two people have got that, Foz. I'll not give any prizes to guess who got the two.
I
two
called this
Liverpool
Foz
fans.
for sure. And Hazard, your Chelsea colours are coming out again.
Nah.
By Chelsea.
No, they're not. I've got 2 players that are fucking above
Tell
him.
me why Hazard's better than Mane then.
He carried Chelsea for
Carried.
Are you joking? Carried. Yeah. What do you not understand?
You won't let me say Gerrard carried Liverpool, but all of a sudden he can carry Chelsea. We all rest of the players around.
Also, to go on back to that fact, you won't let me say that numbers for Lampard are better than Gerrard's, where you're now saying that numbers can't.
Oh no, that's irrelevant
so
because I said the numbers didn't matter because Lampard's numbers were always going to be better because they're in a better side. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, but Hazard were in a shite side when after that Chelsea era. What do you mean? That's when
Liverpool side's better than Chelsea side back then.
Yeah, that's when John Terry were retiring, Lampard were retiring, all the big players were retiring, and Hazard literally carried them through that.
You had to bring Drogba back. You had to bring an old Drogba back to all.
I'm not having that. Maybe we'll look into it, but I think we signed him in 2012, and they had I'm sure Drogba were there when they had Hazard, Lampard, Terry.
Won Champions League when they signed it. They just won Champions League when
there you go, full of ballers.
Yeah, but then players started.
The best careers were to further on.
Hazard didn't carry Chelsea, but carry on.
He did further on.
Yes, he did.
Seasons.
Yeah, we got worse and worse.
Football
Mane over Hazard for me.
I'll chuck his stats out here, then we'll see what crack is. He's
But
made
people were saying
245 appearances, 85 goals, 54 assists. He got 1 player at season, which somebody else who's been speaking about hasn't. 2 Premier League titles, 1 more than Pipe.
Better
1
team.
FA Cup, 1 League Cup,
team.
1 Fans Player Year as well, and then 2 Europa Leagues.
A lot of penalties.
17 penalties.
What,
Mane got none.
17? Come on.
That's a lot, though, after 85 goals.
That's a lot of penalties.
Out of 10 seasons.
Yeah, that's fucking loads.
But people were saying that he was going to be a future Ballon d'Or winner. If he would have still been at Chelsea, he would have been up there. Him and Salah would have been neck and neck, 100%.
Prime Hazard. A Prime Hazard shits on Prime Mane all day.
100%. If you're going on Prime.
I've seen debates. They're debating a Prime Hazard and a Prime Salah.
Right. I'll tell you a Prime Hazard now. 38 appearances, 14 goals. That's when he won player at season in 14-15.
Yeah.
Prime Mane, he didn't even get player at season because Premier League's got a lot harder now. He scored.
Bless him.
You always chip in. You don't let me finish out your ball. 36 appearances and 22 goals for Mane in the prime. So for me, you can't even debate it, lads. 14 goals for Hazard and 22 for Mane, and he played two games less. So
they weren't playing as a high 3 though. Again,
Hazard averages 12 goals a season and 4 assists. So
I'm
Mane,
surprised how stat orientated you are on this podcast compared to like the midfielder one.
Yeah, he didn't want to talk about stats at last one, did he? Because he knows
look back on every podcast. I've always read these stats whenever we've done this. I've always done it. So don't come with
Yeah,
that.
I know, but you did like it seems to be the biggest contributor to your choices. That's what I'm saying.
No, it ain't, because I've said I've got players playing for like hardly any seasons, and I've picked them in based on like who I think's better in their prime. But going on numbers and that, you can't argue it. Like a prime Hazard, prime Hazard, 14 goals in 1 year, and Mane got 22 goals in his prime season with 2 games less. So I don't know.
Like honestly, people have never ever spoke about Mane to be the next Ballon d'Or winner. Everyone's talking about Hazard to be the next Ballon d'Or to take over Messi and Ronaldo.
What's Hazard doing now?
We're not talking about.
Yeah, we're not talking about now.
Like when Hazard were at Chelsea, they'd just come off that Champions League win, but they did decline. Like, fact that he's won 2 Europa Leagues out of them seasons shows you what level Chelsea were at. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Whereas when you're looking at Mane's prime season, I don't know, what did Liverpool do that season? I'm sure they did well. He's in a much better team than what Hazard were.
Like 1 point.
Like again, they had like fucking Demba Ba up front and stuff. Like Mane's been in a lot better Liverpool side than Hazard was.
It's a very close. I can't believe you're using that as an argument when it's very close. And going back to like with Gerrard,
It's not close.
when I wanted to use that argument with Gerrard, you weren't letting me use it.
I think
I did, mate. I had Gerrard as my second midfielder of all time, mate. I've not disregarded Gerrard.
I'm just going off. You said you can't have Hazard below Mane, and I'm just saying I can. I think.
But you've also got him below Bale as well.
Oh,
you.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have Bale in his prime than Hazard.
Fifth. Can I just say? I just want to say 2
Doing
points.
again in his prime season, Bale pisses on him. Where are we? Bale, like we said, got 21 goals in a season. Most Hazard got 14 goals, and he won't play at season.
People have good seasons, mate. Like
I know, and Hazard had a good season, but everyone else must have been a little bit poor. But nowadays, there's better players in Prem, I think. Anyway,
showed how good he were that season. Like to only score 14 and begin team of the year, like shows how good his all-round game.
I think anyone know how many assists he got that year, or
I'm going to say there'll be more stats that support the reason why.
He wanted most fouled players as well. Like during his time at Chelsea, he wanted most fouled players as well.
What the fuck does that matter?
That's quite a good stat. When defenders, all they can do is chop you down.
Drawing foul.
Fair enough. It gets a bit desperate though if we're going on like how many fouls have received in a season. And
I just want to reel off where 2 people are and we can discuss about it. I think it got a little bit overlooked. So Dav's got him 6th with Beckham in front of him and Giggs in front of him. Key has got him in 2nd. So if you work out, we haven't reeled off top 2 yet.
I know you've left a big name out, Key. It better not be.
want me to go first?
Yeah, go on. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying that's like the biggest difference. So I just want to let you all discuss it.
Yeah, I just think it's professionalism laying down a little bit. I think he used to turn up overweight every season. He took a bit getting going. On his day, he was best player in the world, but like I think he only showed moments of brilliance once every other week. Like, but when he did, it would like, wow, Hazard's fucking amazing, like best player in the world. But like, I don't know. I think across a full season, it took a lot of penalties to get his numbers up. Like out of them 14 goals, I bet there were 5 pens. I just think like he let his send down a lot with turning up overweight, and I don't think he must not have trained right. Like he's done the same at Madrid now. He's overweight. He's been overweight all the time he's been there. So
shame, innit?
I think that's a shame.
I think maybe I don't want to speak on behalf of people. I think what he's going through now, I think that's maybe like hindering like what you're. I don't know. Maybe that's what you're saying, Dav, isn't it? Like
no,
because what he's doing now, it's kind of affecting like your mindset. Like it does naturally because you think how bad he's doing now.
No, but
that high up, it's a bit like.
When he was at Chelsea, I think he always had a bit of a slow start. Like he took some time coming out of pre-season, and that he just looked like he took about 5 or 6 games to get going, and that just got to be put down to professionalism.
Yeah,
he's one of them, innit, Dav, where he
second
note for 90 minutes and then get ball the last couple of minutes, take about 3 players.
Yeah, he's a match winner.
I think like when you're on about out and out stats as well, just numbers. Like I think what he actually contributed to the game. I know I've got him low, like so I'm like contradicting myself, but the things he did in a game, like taking a man on and then passing it, and it wouldn't have gone as an assist, but it like a key pass and stuff like that. The amount of the ease they went past people and that, like that's probably why he wouldn't play at season and that. Just thought shit he did like that. It was incredible.
Right then, Keith. So why have you got Hazard second then? Like I say, we've got two names left, so you've got him higher than one of them.
Hazard on his day, like Dav touched on, you're thinking to yourself, best player in the world, and in an era where we've had Messi and Ronaldo, for you to even come close to that in your peak of your powers is impressive. So Premier League wise, like I'm absolutely blessed to be able to have seen him play Premier League. Like some of the things he did, big match winner, you've all sort of touched on it, but the reason I put him second is because his closest thing you've got to Messi and Ronaldo, when they were in La Liga, we had him, and he was just hands down best player in the league consistently, not always at the best team either. I stand by putting him second, like special player, special.
Yeah.
He were,
I
yeah,
agree,
for a
Keith.
few seasons in a row, like there were no one better in that league. Even though he won one player each season, but I think we could all agree for that period there were no one better.
Can we name another player in Chelsea side that came close to being good? Like when after all them big boys retired,
Costa.
like he literally carried him. Like
Can't think of any.
Costa.
Maybe Gary
I can't-
Cahill.
Costa, Fabregas.
Costa were there for like 2 or 3 years, mate.
Costa were
He
fucking
was banging
sick.
like 30 goals a season for him, Foles. I'm sure.
Yeah, I know, but he weren't there long, mate. He weren't there long enough.
But they always had someone else to come in and do sick for him.
Fabregas were past his best.
No,
He were an old Fabregas.
still doing mint. We touched up on this the other week. We were saying how mint he was.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying no one came close to Hazard in that Chelsea side. It's like your Gerrard Liverpool debate. He was the standout man in a bad side.
It weren't a bad side, mate. No,
They're playing at Europa.
I think it was like one season when Mourinho slipped out of. I think they won it 2 years in a row.
They won 2 Europa Leagues, so obviously
So
they
I can
won
be
just one
going in
season.
one.
I don't think it was a bad side at all. mate.
As Piliqueta.
They couldn't even get top 4.
What are you saying? It was a bad side?
I know. Yeah, but
For a short period. they were.
Liverpool. All right,
They
then
couldn't get top
Liverpool
4.
and Gerrard were they weren't a bad side then.
All right.
Balak.
Yeah, Balak.
Matic.
Balak weren't there, you daft bastard.
Our proper rated Matic, mate.
Balak weren't there.
Balak weren't there after Hazard when they were in Europa League.
Can you name me like the 11 then? Or did they have it net? Check. Right keeper.
I've got
Nah.
2014 side.
Go on,
Okay.
Nate.
Just reel it off quick.
Petr Cech, John Terry, Ivanovic. It looked like
No, we're
Logan
talking
Kenny,
about when they left, like towards end of year.
Oscar, Willian, Matic, Felipe Luis, Ramirez.
Bad side.
They have
It's
some
not the best, is it?
Who is it fucking is?
If
I had
you-
all them in
if
my
you
like
reel off all the other
ultimate
teams
team.
comparing to that.
But bad side.
It weren't a bad
Yeah.
side.
Have you got the team when they were in the Europa League?
Go on to 2015. We've always had a decent side, Chelsea.
What year were that?
Well, they won 2.
Mate, they had fucking Demba Ba up front.
For like one
I think
season.
they're like Giroud
Also
come
had
from one of
Torres
the
and that.
finals as well. I think Giroud were up top.
What you're saying? Giroud's a bad player.
No, but like
Yeah, but he's
when-
not.
when-
Well, he's not that top 4 player. Giroud is not a fucking. He's one of the best Premier League.
They always had
signings
a
of
few
all time,
world class
is it?
players, Chelsea. They always
Yeah,
had.
I know, but you're using one argument for Gerrard and you're disregarding Chelsea's
No,
team.
I'm not. And I'm not. Yeah.
Yes, you
No,
are.
I'm not disregarding Chelsea's team. You
What
are.
about-
You're saying it's a bad side, but I'm saying
2000
they never
So they
got
weren't right. Listen,
Oh, yeah.
Liverpool were finishing top 4 when they were a so-called bad team. Chelsea weren't.
2016. Ivanovic, Cahill, Terry, Azpilicueta, Courtois in net, Matic and Kante, Oscar Willian, Oscar Willian, Hazard and Costa.
Not having that.
Yeah,
fucking
that's not a bad
right
side.
side.
That's with Terry still there. Like, when did Terry leave? That's
John
2016.
Terry's at his peak. isn't
weren't
he?
making top 4. That's bottom line.
That is it. They weren't making top 4, and if it weren't for Hazard, they would have probably been lower down.
Right, we'll move on anyway. Swiftly on. I don't think no one's doubting his ability, but yeah, he'll class for me. But yeah, we're going down to the top 2 now, boys. So this next geezer, 45 points. and top at shop got 49. So in second place, we've got Mohamed Salah. So let me just reel off wherever I had him before somebody shakes his head. Dav had him number 1. Foz had him number 1. Key had him number 1. I had him number 1. Aldi had him second.
I had him second.
I do second.
Oh no, sorry. I'll reel off Ronaldo's. My bad. So yeah,
Do you want to do it again? Bully,
What?
do you want to do it again?
Yeah, sorry. I'll read off where everyone had Ronaldo.
All right, just do it again.
Yeah, so where everyone had Salah, Dav had him second, Foz had him second, Key had him third, I had him second, Ali had him first. So only person that picked him first was a Liverpool fan again. Everyone else had him second, and then Key had him third. He put Hazard above him. But
Fucking hell.
I were honestly, if it weren't for Salah's numbers, I were going to put Hazard above him based on the footballing ability. But Salah, I can't not because of Salah's numbers. Yeah, so
yeah, I'll just read off his stats, and I read off everyone else's. So he's made his numbers are class. Like, there's a reason why he's up there. There's a reason why he's second for me. He's made 182 appearances, 116 goals, 44 assists, 2 golden boots back to back. So a 17-18 season, and he went 18-19 golden boot.
You get another one as well.
In that, what?
He'll get this one as well.
Yeah, he's probably looking at having 3 golden boots, but yeah, we're going right now. It's that 17-18 season, he got player of season.
You all right there, Keith?
One.
Trying to be quiet so I'm not disturbing everything, but you've just disturbed it all.
You just fucked off.
What are you doing, having a wank?
Getting dog out.
It's all right. It's all right.
Right, I'll start it. I'll do it like middle of the year. So he
we've
got
already been going an hour and a half.
An hour and 15. One player at season, 2017-18 season, 1 Premier League title and 1 Champions League. His numbers wise are good. His trophies at minute, the lower down in comparison to a lot, which it's not all to go on, but yeah, he's second for me.
I think we should read out number 1, and then it's going to have to be a debate against them both, isn't it?
All right then, yeah. I think it goes without saying everyone knows who he is now, but in number 1, we've got 49 points. It's highest points we've ever done when we've done these top 10s. 4 people had him number 1. 1 person, shocker, had him number 2. Cristiano Ronaldo, 49 points. So just to compare him, he made 219 appearances, 93 goals, 33 assists, 1 golden boot, 2 player at seasons, again back to back, 3 Premier League titles in a row, and then 1 Ballon d'Or while he was there. That's all. Obviously, he's got more, but in terms of Premier League, he's got 1 Ballon d'Or in 2008. He won Champions League. He's got 2 Fans Player of Years.
Like the difference between them is Ronaldo was in the starting of his career, and Salah's in the prime. In his prime of his career. Where I think if we had both, if we had Ronaldo prime, Salah prime, it wouldn't even be a debate. Like
I think
Ronaldo starting when he won a Ballon d'Or at Man U as a winger.
Because he got even better. A lot
because
better.
he got even better, mate.
I was just about to say, in my opinion,
I'd still say we're in his prime.
Ronaldo's prime.
Weren't in his
I'd say
Ronaldo's prime.
In his
was
prime,
Madrid, mate.
he scored like 72 goals in a season in his prime.
But maybe like a year after, he was just consistently doing it as soon as he left United. Last season he scored 31 goals in it for United, Ballon d'Or.
But we're talking about he were better at Madrid than he were at United.
Oh, true, but I
That's
think
what I'm saying.
Only just.
Just fucking
Yeah.
hell. Just. Don't be stupid, lad.
I watched him at United and I used to shit myself. We were fucking hell, yeah. For United, when he had like Tevez, Berbatov, Rooney. Jesus Christ, Ronaldo were in his
But
prime.
you can't just say just. Like,
I can't really argue. There's not much doing it because I'm against all y'all, but I'm
is
surprised.
Ronaldo, his Real Madrid years, like...
I'll say something else, like looking at his numbers. Salah, 182 appearances, 116 goals. Ronaldo, 219. 23 appearances this season. He's scored 9 goals. So he's playing as a striker now. So we're considering some of these goals and numbers while Ronaldo's playing as a striker now. I know Salah's also played up top a little bit, but
not even a full season. But carry on.
But still 9 goals on top of that. So Ronaldo averages 13.2 goals a season. Salah where I were 23 goals a season. It's just
But
madness.
why do you think in his early years, Salah at Chelsea were absolutely shy? Why do you think that?
Well, I heard it weren't. It was weren't because Chelsea had such a sick side that he couldn't break into it. Like I'm hearing Salah were wowing people in training, and people
If you were
believe
that good, then why were we not in first 11 or even making bench?
because if he had such a sick side, if he had Willian and Hazard on wings.
Willian?
That just proves your own point.
Yeah.
He couldn't get another Willian.
Because
you're having number one of all time. You couldn't get another
Because-
Willian.
when he first
Willian didn't even
started,
get top 10.
no one knew who he was. No one knew who he was. He spent one season at Chelsea, and I think he didn't do bad for him. He
You
scored
just
2
clamped
goals.
up your own point.
How? However,
You said he couldn't get another Willian, but you've got him number one of all time.
no, because you asked me why couldn't he get it Chelsea side in like what year were it? 2000.
Willian's not even in my notepad.
Exactly what I dread to think. I can use that against me when you ask me why could he not get in Chelsea side back then when we just got signed from Basel. Fuck me, lads.
Fucking Basel, bro.
But his numbers piss on Ronaldo. Absolutely, no one's getting close to him. Best player, like some average goals and that. Ronaldo 13, which is still sick. Salah averages 23 goals and 8.8 assists. So
What
not
do you
only
Yeah,
think
no.
would happen if Ronaldo had stayed at Man U? What do you think would have happened?
well, he
Like,
didn't.
what about his stats in La Liga? You know,
Well, he
I
didn't.
know.
He didn't.
But
So
end
I'm
of the
just
day,
going
You were
on.
talking
Ronaldo,
about if some but still, you were talking about if some played for better teams or this, that, and other. Like if Ronaldo stayed at Man U, honestly, it'd be a joke. It'd be embarrassing.
Exactly.
Like-
So we all contradict each other at some point. So
at
I'm
end of the
saying
day,
Salah-
Liverpool
what
won't
he's
be
done-
winning leagues. Put it that way.
like Salah's playing a lot higher up than Ronaldo did for Man U.
not a
Like
minute.
he were playing a 4-4-2. There were Rooney Berbatov, Rooney Tevez up front, and then he were an out-and-out winger. And when he first, whereas Salah's playing more or less as a left striker, like
Fair play. I can't disagree with that. But
right
it
striker.
comes down to it.
That's not Salah's fault. That's his role. He's been told to a manager.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not.
To
That's
stay
You know
what
on.
what?
happened.
Salah's stepped up, and it's not his fault, and he's done well. And he's done mint, and that's why I've got him in second. But
Salah's contributed more to Premier League than Ronaldo in a better way.
I do think if Salah
3
played
Premier
in a
League titles in a
4-4-2,
row.
2 golden boots in a row. When it's going to be a third one at end of this season. We could go either way.
Out of all this list, and how many in Premier League apart from Mike Owen is the only person to win a Ballon d'Or in Premier League?
can I just say?
And he weren't in his prime at United.
You
weren't?
just mentioned there
He
that
weren't.
he's contributed more in Premier League. Sadio Mane contributed to Premier League, and then you ain't got Ryan Giggs in at all.
That's why I said we contradict each other a lot when we were saying it, because Bully was saying I can't say
But
it.
number one pick, and then not have someone at all. Like you couldn't get more far apart.
What you're saying? I'm confused. What you're saying?
You're talking about contributions to the.
I am on this particular player, yeah. For Ronaldo.
So it's all right to talk about it when it suits you, but when we
Yeah,
talk
you
about
called me out
Ryan
for it.
Giggs,
You called me
who's
out.
contributed more than any other player. Never mind wingers, any other player. You're not
in a long career in one Premier League, 23 seasons. So
Yeah.
that's why it looks so good.
Who play week in, week out for a long period, like best team in country for a long
And
period.
like I said, he didn't score more than 5 goals in a season. I think I was 2-year-old
Right.
from
Talk about Salah and Ronaldo.
Right.
Key was just making a point anyway.
I think
Yeah.
for me, do you want to carry on, Key?
No, I'm done.
For me, like you can't help but think about what Ronaldo went on to achieve. It's always in the back of your mind. So like his Real Madrid stats, if he'd have stayed in Prem,
contradicting again.
no, he's
Like, I'm
done-
seeing
No,
everyone
he's not.
nod. I'm not
Stop
seeing
him,
everyone
innit?
nod about contributing to Premier League and that.
well,
No, he's not
going to come to
finished.
that.
I know.
Come to that. So 451 goals in 438 games for Real Madrid. That's like best stats ever. He wouldn't have probably done it at Man United, but it wouldn't have been. But then in terms of Premier League contribution, when he came back to Prem, the world went insane, didn't it? What's it done for Prem since? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like he's contributed massively. I know I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm also like I love Ronaldo as well. So
I'll ask one question. If you got Ronaldo prime, Salah prime, who are you taking?
Ronaldo prime.
And you've gone about prime all the way through.
Exactly.
You've
that.
been talking about Prime. You've been Amazon Prime all the way through here.
Agreed.
You've got Amazon Prime on your top 10.
Yeah, you
Dead
have.
for every pick. I've gone on Prime.
I did for
Got
like
to your
all
top
leagues.
two,
What one?
and then that's
Liverpool.
just gone out at window.
Let
Yeah.
me explain why. So I did that for like all my lists because it was so close, and I was like battling like he can't be above him, he can't be above him, and I got to Ronaldo. It were obviously for me and everyone else. It were obviously going to be between Ronaldo and Salah, but for Yuki, you've got him third, so that's blown my mind to begin with. So why I did it?
I haven't gone from one theory to another. Like I've done it, in my opinion, prime straight down. But you've like lost your path a long way and got
Fair play.
Liverpool
I
bias.
have,
Salah, number
yeah.
one.
I'll completely
Your
admit. I
bias
could
has
pick-
took control.
It has between
At least
Ronaldo
I've
and Salah,
stuck to my
probably. Yeah.
guns.
But
I
then
feel-
again, I've got perfect points to back it up. 23 goals he averages a season, lads.
Yeah.
That is unheard of. That
That's
is
not backing your
absolutely-
prime thing up.
How is it not?
Because Ronaldo's prime season in Prem's better than Salah's.
No, it ain't. No,
He
it is
won Ballon
not.
d'Or.
It is.
No, it ain't. I don't
He won
care
Ballon
less what you
d'Or.
say.
He won Prem
Salah
and
didn't
Champions
him
League.
in a top 3.
Yeah, he
Won a
has.
Ballon d'Or.
When did
Yeah,
he make top 3?
I'm sure he
Awkward
was
silence.
alongside. I'm sure he was
Awkward.
alongside. I'm sure he was. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was. Him and Messi and Ronaldo. I'm sure.
We're all sure he
And
had
Lewandowski.
Anyway, so you're saying Ronaldo in his prime at Prem are better than
No.
Salah? Ronaldo in his prime got 31 goals in a season, and Salah smashed that record with 32.
Fucking nasty. What
Smashed it.
Still smashed it, though, didn't he? Like no one's bet that 32 goals in a season. 32 goals in a season, boys. You can laugh all you want, but it's
Smashed it.
Can I just ask, did Ronaldo take pens that season? 'Cause I'm sure
Yes.
it ruined him.
yeah.
No.
I'm sure it
Yeah, he
ruined him.
did. Ronaldo did, and so did Salah. I'll not
I
take that away
could
from
be,
him.
I could be wrong. It gets called Penaldo a lot, but I'm sure Rooney took
34
pens, you know, I ain't
appearances,
kidding.
31 goals. That's Ronaldo.
I'm sure Rooney took pens, you know. I mean,
He also, what else did he win? He won a Premier League and a Champions League as well.
Yeah.
in his whole career. Well done.
No,
This doesn't
Ronaldo got
matter
it.
though,
in
does
Spain.
it? Like people
No,
are saying
during
what he
that
went
season-
Ronaldo
did.
won 3 Premier Leagues in a row, back to back. In a
Oh,
row.
that year he won Champions League and Prem,
And a
didn't
Champions
he?
League,
And
yeah, and Ballon
Yeah.
d'Or.
And Ballon
I'd say
d'Or.
that
You remember
prime
when-
season's better.
And
than
player
him.
at season.
Do you remember when City smashed Liverpool to title by 1 point?
Went neck and neck and they eventually smashed them.
And then year after, we won it.
Smashed them. 1 goal. I'm going to have to fact check on that penalties thing, you know, because I'm sure he did take pens for Man U.
Of course he
Can't-
fucking
I
did.
can't remember him taking a pen for Man U. I could be wrong, but I'm
Oh,
sure
did
he
they?
took them. I'm sure he's 32 goals from that outfield play. And if
Yeah.
someone's got a quick
I've
fact
got it
check-
written down here, me somewhere, throughout his career in Prem, and that's including what he's done this season. Where are we? Hold on.
Are you checking
penalties.
Jack, or are you doing something else?
Salah got 17 penalties in his career, and I think Ronaldo's about the same.
You know, career-wise,
13 penalties.
it was in Premier League.
Yeah,
Not a lot.
in 7 seasons, this included.
So that's what I mean. I don't think you were a genuine pen taker.
No,
Ronaldo.
Rooney took him for a while.
Yeah, but it
No, that-
were a no-brainer for me. Obviously, I'm assuming Ali did same. So
A
when I
shoe.
was top 10 wingers, my number one all day were Ronaldo. Like no debate.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ali put Salah down first and then just worked his way down from there. But
I did.
You did. Yeah.
yeah, went for his Liverpool boy and then after went prime.
I
But
say I think it's debatable. I think
No.
it's debatable.
Not
I think
debate.
more of a debate, and I'm not joking to try and wind you up. I think a prime Hazard versus a prime Sal's a better debate.
Fuck
Yeah, I
off.
do.
You've got
Genuinely.
Dav there.
Fuck off.
You've got Dav there that's putting behind Ronaldo, and you're still like, and you've admitted.
I
that you're
knew
being
that had
biased.
happened. Dav loves Ronaldo. He
Yeah, but he's
absolutely
not-
adores
Don't
him.
go Liverpool
first.
fans, like if any Liverpool fans listen to this, like please, like give a genuine like Ronaldo or Salah, like please, like because if it's interesting to see like if Liverpool.
No.
play
We're not
genuinely
asking.
thinking
We're
better.
not asking the question. Ronaldo or Salah in the prime. It was. In fact, we are really, aren't we? What I was saying though is top 10 wingers, top 10 Premier League wingers in order, and I've just put Salah number 1 for what he's done in Prem. I know I've contradicted me saying that I've done everything else on player for player, but Ronaldo, all the players
Takes a
I
big
could
man to
possibly,
admit that, mate.
all
Takes a
the
big
all the
man.
players I could possibly swap in my 10 now is possibly Salah and Ronaldo, and other than that, I've got Pires 6th and Son 7th. I'd swap them two, so I'd have Son.
You've got Bale third, mate.
Yeah. Bale's better than everyone below him. He's better than Manny in his prime, Hazard in his prime, the lot. Bale were a fucking ball in that last season.
Right.
Jesus.
Just before I go on to predictions, who was that biggest stinker, lads?
Key. Sorry,
I would
Key.
have gone you.
Some of keys are shocking.
I think mine's up there. John Barnes. I should have had Son in.
Yeah. I haven't put some into it fair. I don't regret it.
Oh, would Key
My
leave
top
out again?
10, my top 10 was the top 10 that was revealed. So I think I've had a steady week.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. All the Fozzers picks, they're all made the actual top 10 just in a little bit of a different order. But
Oh, did Key leave out? Well, tell us.
Beckham,
Beckham,
Sterling,
Sterling, Mahrez. I think
Perez.
they're top 10 to be fair. My bad.
Perez.
Perez, yeah.
Beckham, I stand by it all day long. All day long.
I do with
Dead
Giggs.
ball specialist, that's it. Like, very pacey, no. We're known for his technical skill, no, not really. Like, had an eye for a pass, that's it. And some of you boys put him quite high, I think. Overrated for me.
Fair enough.
Scum bastard.
We'll no doubt get fucking grilled in fucking comments again. We can get probably laughed at and called.
If we get a comment.
Try and get one comment. I'll move on to predictions then, boys, and then we'll wrap it. So
All right.
I'll do week again, and then I'll let everyone know overall. So we've got a joint winner for week, 10 points. Ali and Foz, all the boys.
I weren't expecting that.
Ali and Foz got 10 points. Got a
Fucking
few
on.
couple of correct scores each, bang on. Joint second, 8 points, me and Dav.
Bastard.
Then
Key.
Laggy for week, 6 points, Key.
Oh,
So overall, where that leaves us, I'm top on 87. Ali's second on 76. Foz has gone up to third with that week on 73. Keys on 71, and then last is Dav on 69. So it's still
It's close as fuck.
Foz has done like a little mini jump, but yeah, it's still quite close.
How many's Key on and how many
Go on.
how many's Key on and how many am I on?
5 points difference, 76 to
Fucking hell.
71.
So close between us for.
But then Dav's not even that far behind. He's only 7
Dav's
points.
only 2 points behind me. He's only
2 points
7
behind
behind.
Key, 4 points behind Foz. So well, it takes a good week for him to shoot up. But yeah, I'll get your predictions at some point in week, boys, and we'll go again. Yeah, that's it from me, boys. Anyone else got anything to add?
No.
Ryan Giggs.
Yeah, we were talking about stinkers. Oh, I'm not getting into it again. This guy on Ryan Giggs in his top 10. If there's anyone that hates Man U, it's this guy. On that note, anyway, we'll wrap it up, boys. A good one, that. Give us a like and subscribe, boys, if anyone's listening out there. If we get 1 or 2 viewers or comments, that'll be absolutely sick. But yeah, see you next week.
Get at
boys.
him, Vinny. Come on, Vinny. Where are you?
See you next week,
You know.
boys.